Welcome to Stage or Closet Gear Reviews, where we look at a piece of gear and tell you whether it's ready for the stage or the closet. This week, we're going to take a look at the Schecter C-1 E. But first, coffee. Love my coffee. This is the guitar. The specs that I'm going to go over in this video are the specs on a 2020 C-1 E. This is an older one. I think it's an 05. I could be mistaken about that. So some of the specs on this guitar are a little different. I will mention them where they're different so that if you choose to buy a used one like I did to save a little bread, you'll know exactly what you're getting out of that used one. The neck profile is a slim C shape. Very playable, very quick action on the neck. It does have a high gloss finish on the back of the neck, so it can get a little sticky if you're playing it for a long time. It's got a mahogany body with a flame maple top. This is a tobacco burst. I love the way this tobacco burst looks. I especially think it's cool with the brown back instead of a black back. Rosewood fretboard, 24 frets with a 25.5-inch scale length. This older one is only 22 frets. Mother of pearl dot inlays. This older one has these fancy inlays. I like these better than the dots personally. If you buy a new one, it is factory set up for 10 gauge strings and comes with a set of Ernie Ball slinkies on it. The electric guitar specs. These two pickups are Schecter Diamond pickups. They're basically the pickups that Schecter puts in all their mid to low range guitars. Although different guitars have slightly different versions of the Diamond series pickups in them. These pickups in particular I think have a really classic rock or blues sound to them. The hollow body design of the guitar probably helps with that a little bit. The top two knobs here are a master tone and a master volume for the electric guitar. On the new ones, there's also a coil tap that'll coil split your pickups. I don't have that on this older version. Has your classic three-way toggle switch, bridge, both, and neck set up just like every Gibson I've ever owned. Pretty much every three-way toggle two humbucker guitar I've ever owned. The pickups are supposed to be high output Alnico pickups. They're really comparable to the stock pickups in my Gibson SG. It does take distortion very well. This bridge is a Fishman Power Bridge Piezo. They do make these for Strats and Tele style guitars as well. About the only bridge style you can't get a Piezo in from them is a wrap tail. Fishman, if you're listening, you need to make a wrap tail version of this too. Tailpiece is a Tone Pros T1Z. For your Piezo, you do have a volume and a tone knob. You got a 3-way output selector switch down here. All the way down is full acoustic. In the middle is a blend of the acoustic and the electric. All the way up is straight up electric. It all runs through a single output jack. Depending on how you plan on using the guitar and what types of music you play, the single output jack could be a drawback or a benefit. Later on when we're looking at other gear, you'll see that there are other options if you think that having one output for both acoustic and electric is a drawback. This guitar retails for about $950 brand new. As of the recording of this video, Sweetwater has them as a pre-order item only, with a note that it takes a little longer to get them from Schecter. As of the recording of this video, there are 4 of them on Reverb for sale used. The prices range from $550 plus $50 shipping to $700 plus $120 shipping. One of the other guitars that competes with this one is the PRS SE Hollow Body 2 Piezo. Some of the differences between this guitar and that guitar are that guitar has 3 control knobs, 2 volumes, one for your acoustic, one for your electric, 1 master tone that affects them both. It has 2 outputs on it. One is your electric and one is your piezo or a mix. From what I've read on the guitar, I couldn't tell if there was a switch to control whether that second output was a mix or if you just used your volumes on it. The PRS does come with a hard shell case while this one does not. The PRS retails for about $15.50. There's 2 PRSs on Reverb right now for sale that are used, but you're only going to save a couple $100 going used on the PRS. Unless it's a matter of not eating this month or buying the new one, I would just buy the new one. I didn't choose the PRS simply because of the dual outputs. I'm using this at church, I'm using this in a worship setting, and I only have 1 input. I also only have 1 effects board, so having 2 outputs would have been incredibly difficult for me. The other guitar I was able to find that directly competes with this by being an electric and an acoustic all-in-one is the Dan Electro Convertible. Dan Electro Convertible is basically a thin line acoustic guitar. It's a full hollow body, not a semi-hollow body. It has a sound hole in the middle, and the lipstick pickup is in the sound hole. Then there is a piezo inside it. It also requires a battery for the piezo. And one of the drawbacks of the convertible is that the bridge is not even affixed to the guitar. It just sits on the guitar and is held in place by the strings. So if you play that hard, you can move that bridge around while you're playing. It retails for about $530 new. The used ones that I saw on Reverb were actually all priced higher than that. You also have to be real careful because over the years Dan Electro has had 2 types of guitars called a convertible. One only has 1 stacked tone volume knob. That one does not have a piezo in it. It only has the lipstick pickup. The newer ones have 3 knobs. Again, 2 volumes and a master tone like the PRS. There is no pickup selector on them, so you go back and forth simply by moving the volume knobs. The main reason I didn't go with the Dan Electro is because that lipstick pickup has a very distinct sound which limits the applications of the guitar pretty drastically. Additionally, the output jack on the Dan Electro is one of them that's built into your strap button, which means I wouldn't be able to replace the strap buttons with my strap locks, and I don't like playing any guitar on stage that doesn't have strap locks on it. Alright, so what problems does this guitar solve? Well, over the years, there have been a lot of songs where an acoustic is prominent in part of it and an electric is prominent in part of it. Led Zeppelin did this a lot. Skid Row has done this. Guns N' Roses has done this. Black Crowes did this. And countless modern worship songs. So if you're the only guitarist on a worship team, it can become exceedingly difficult to arrange those songs for one guitar because what do? Do you go with the acoustic or the electric? Additionally, there's a lot of worship songs where the electric is prominent. There's a lot of worship songs where the acoustic is prominent. It's split so evenly that most weeks you're carrying 2 guitars to church, an electric and an acoustic. and you only play 3 or 4 songs at church. Who wants to carry 2 guitars to play 4 songs? That's just silly. And take songs like More and More, for example, which has this part. And also has this part. If all you own is a traditional electric and a traditional acoustic, you can't play both those parts. You don't got time to switch guitars in the middle. Might be able to make do with an acoustic stand, but those are a pain in the ass too. Even if you're switching guitars between songs, it can be difficult. You get your necks different thicknesses, you got your bodies different thicknesses, you got the guitars weighing different amounts. Maybe one neck dies and the other one doesn't. They can be completely different playing styles between these 2 guitars, and you got about 4 seconds to put one down and pick another one up. That can cause some poor playing if you're not used to doing that. And it can be very hard to get used to doing that. So how does this solve the problem? With this guitar, I just take this to church. If I need an acoustic, I do this. If I need an electric, I do this. If I need to switch in the middle of a song, I kick another patch on my foot pedal and do that. It's super, super simple to switch back and forth between electric and acoustic on this. I can do it in about a half a second. It solves all those problems. I only have to take one guitar. I can switch between electric and acoustic in one song. I can switch between electric and acoustic between the songs without it affecting my playing negatively. It solves it all. Stage or closet? I'm taking this to the stage. As a matter of fact, I have played this at church every week for almost a year now. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Especially let me know if I helped you decide to buy one of these. Let Schecter know if I helped you decide to buy one of these too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring my bell, baby. Till next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and God bless. Have a great week, everybody.